Gas station, night shift. You ever stare at a fluorescent light for too long and start to feel like it's staring back? That's what this job does to you. Night shift at a gas station off Highway 43. Barely any traffic after midnight. One road in, one road out. Same buzz of the fridge. Same flicker in the left ceiling panel above the register. Same goddamn hum of nothingness. I started this job 3 weeks ago. Graveyard hours, 6 nights a week. No co-workers. Just me, a cheap walkie that connects to a manager who never answers, and a bunch of security cams with grainy green overlays. First, it was peaceful. Quiet. I liked the isolation. Then things got weird. It started with the woman in red. Middle-aged. Frizzy black hair. I remember her because she came in while I was restocking the fridge. I greeted her like I always do. "Evening. Let me know if you need anything." She didn't answer. Just walked straight to the cooler, grabbed a Sprite, and came up to the counter. "Didn't you just ring me up?" she asked. "No, first time I've seen you." She gave me a weird look, paid in exact change, and left. Didn't think much of it. Maybe she stopped at another station earlier. Maybe I just had one of those faces. But then a guy in a fishing vest came in 15 minutes later, holding a lottery ticket. "You really ought to get that scanner fixed." Said I won $20. Then blanked out. I looked up from my coffee. "We haven't had anyone scan anything yet tonight." He frowned. "You helped me not even half an hour ago." I checked the trash. No used tickets. No receipts. I knew I hadn't scanned anyone. But again, maybe he was confused. Maybe I was. I didn't feel off. But everything around me was starting to. So I checked the footage. We've got 4 cams. One over the entrance. One behind the counter. One in the aisles. One facing the back exit. I rewound to when the woman came in. Watched her walk through the door. She greeted someone. That's when my stomach twisted. She greeted me. There I was, plain as day, standing behind the counter already. Same flannel. Same beanie. But I wasn't doing anything. Just standing there. Hands by my sides. Watching her. I scrubbed forward. 10 minutes later, there I was again. In the back freezer this time, stacking sodas. 2 versions of me. In the same frame. My chest got tight. I rewound again. Paused. Took a picture with my phone. Then I went outside and smoked half a pack in one sitting. The weird thing is, I kept forgetting. Like, I'd tell myself to bring it up to my manager. And then 2 hours later, I'd be restocking and wondering what I was supposed to ask about. Memory fuzz. Constant headaches. Like something was crawling around behind my eyes. Then I noticed the pattern. Every time it happened, I got sleepier, slower. The customers kept talking to me when I hadn't seen them yet, like I was being skipped, played out of sync. One night, I finally confronted someone about it. A teenager with raccoon eyeliner came in for energy drinks. She froze when she saw me. "Whoa, that's messed up," she mumbled. "What is?" "You were just here." I leaned forward. "What do you mean?" "You came out from the back, looked at me, then walked into the bathroom, like 30 seconds ago." "You good?" I didn't answer, just slowly turned to look toward the bathroom door. It was open and dark. I went in. It was empty. Mirror still cracked like always. No sound. Except when I looked up, my reflection didn't move right away. I stopped sleeping after that. Didn't trust myself to close my eyes. I started watching the cameras religiously. Every shift, I'd see him. Me. That other version. Always behind me, just out of sight. Sometimes he moved. Sometimes he stood completely still, watching the doors like a sentry. Other times, he stared directly into the camera, as if he was the one reviewing the footage. Once I tried to leave, packed my bag mid-shift, left a note, walked out to my car. It wouldn't start. The lights flickered. When I looked in the rearview mirror, I saw someone in my seat, the passenger seat, just sitting there, looking at me. I didn't turn my head. I just opened the door and ran back into the gas station. Then the schedule changed. I got a text from my manager. Just said, "Good news. You're full-time permanent nights. No rotation needed. You're perfect for it." I never asked for that. Didn't even know that was an option. I tried to call. No response. Drove to the station during the day just to prove I could. It was boarded up. Same gas station, but shut down, like it hadn't been open for months. Grass growing through the cracks. Dead pumps. But that night, when I went back out of confusion, it was there again. Bright lights. Warm buzz. Open sign flickering like always. The manager never responded. My pay still hit my account. And he was there too. Now he moves more. He smiles sometimes. I think he's almost ready. Ready to take over. For good. Lately, I catch myself standing still without knowing why. I'll blink and realize 20 minutes have passed. I'll hear customers say, "Wait, didn't you just walk in from the back?" When I've been behind the register the whole time. Sometimes, I see his reflection when I walk by the cooler doors. Not mine. He doesn't blink. Just grins that flat, empty grin like someone playing pretend. He's closer now. I can feel it. Like I'm being peeled away layer by layer. Erased. He wants the night. Wants the station. Wants the shift. Wants me. So if you stop by, late at night, off Highway 43, and the guy behind the counter doesn't blink, ask him what his name is. If he doesn't answer right away, run. Because I don't know how much longer I'll be the one looking out from behind these eyes. And when he finally takes over, he won't let anyone leave. Not even you. Department store, night shift. I used to like the quiet. You'd think working in a mega department store overnight would be a drag. But it was the opposite for me. No managers breathing down my neck. No Karens asking for coupons. No screaming kids. Just a massive empty store and the steady rhythm of shelving product while music from the overhead speakers buzzed quietly. I was the only stocker on weeknights. Budget cuts. Management figured one person was enough as long as they paced the pallets properly. So I was alone from 11 p.m. to 7 a.m., 5 nights a week. Alone except for the cameras, the aisles, and the cold, fluorescent hum. And the boxes. Always the boxes. It started on a Tuesday. I was in aisle 17, home goods, bedding section. There was a pallet of throw blankets I had to shelve. 50 in total. I remember the count because I always double-check. Routine is all you have when you're trying to stay sane overnight. I unloaded 20 onto the shelves. Counted again. Still 30 in the pallet. But then I came back 10 minutes later, just to grab my box cutter. And the stack looked shorter. I counted. 23. I blinked. Counted again. 19. I checked the log sheet. I'd written 30 left. But now there were less than that. I laughed at myself. Figured I miscounted. Maybe another stalker came through for the morning crew. Whatever. I brushed it off. But the next night it happened again. Aisle 9 this time. Party supplies. 50 latex balloon packs. Opened the box, counted 50. I shelved 15. Came back after unloading another pallet. Now there were 23 left. That math didn't make sense. I felt something then. Not like I was in danger, just watched. Like someone was standing at the end of the aisle. Not watching to scare me, just waiting. I looked. No one there. Still, I checked the security cams in the break room. Rewound the footage. No one touched the pallets. No one walked down the aisle. No one but me. The only weird thing was the static. For about 7 seconds around the time I shelved the balloons, the camera feed in aisle 9 glitched. Static, and a flicker of light, like a bulb bursting. But all the lights were fine. I didn't sleep right that day. The whispers came next, only when the lights flickered, like a dying breath just above my ears. Faint, quick, and layered, like 3 voices speaking at once in a language that wasn't mine. I told myself it was just faulty wiring, until I found the sticky notes. It was around 3 a.m. I was in the break room pouring shitty vending machine coffee. That's when I saw the note. Bright yellow, stuck on the edge of the mirror. 10. Just that. A bold black marker. Nothing else. I assumed it was a leftover from a coworker, maybe a joke, until I saw the next one. On my locker. 9. Then one inside the walk-in freezer the next night. 8. each number appearing closer to the employee areas. Closer to me. I didn't tell anyone. Who would believe me? Hey boss, the store's haunted and it's counting down to something that I don't understand. Yeah, no thanks. I needed the job. Then the shelves started rearranging themselves. I'd stacked 20 cans of dog food. 2 hours later, only 15 remained, but the pallet still showed a full box. One night, I unboxed 30 flashlights, turned around for a second, and found 30 back in the box, sealed like it had never been touched. I was sweating, breathing too fast. I recorded myself on my phone, stacking the items, narrating every move like I was documenting an experiment. When I played it back, the footage cut out at the moment the lights flickered, then picked up again after showing me staring blankly at the shelf. I didn't remember doing that. That night, I found 3 on my steering wheel. I didn't drive home. I called a cab, left my car in the lot, and walked home the last mile. The whispers grew louder. They weren't words, not exactly. More like sounds meant to be words. And always layered, never one voice, but many. Sometimes I heard my name. Sometimes I heard laughing. By the next shift, it was down to 2. Written in red this time, on the inside of my coffee mug. I didn't drink from it. I didn't touch anything I didn't have to. I finished my shift with headphones in, blasting static, anything to drown it out. I worked fast, too fast, probably made a mess, but I just wanted out. When I got home, I didn't sleep. Just stared at the wall until sunlight broke through like it could burn the shadows away. Last night was 1. It was on my chest, written in black marker. I don't know how it got there. I hadn't undressed. I hadn't slept, but it was there. And now I'm afraid to go in tonight, because whatever's happening, whatever's been counting, I think it's reaching the end. I think 0 isn't just a number. I think it's a door, and I think it's going to open, not from outside, but from somewhere in me. And when it does, I won't be the one walking out of that store.